Okay, so this is all theory I'm working on, but so here it is. Here's this cube. So let's say that this thing is in the center of the Earth, like it said on the New Yorker magazine. Saturn is at the center of the Earth. Okay, or a facsimile of it. So let's say here's your pillar here and here's your pillar here. These are poles, and here's the center. All right, this is called a brushless magnetic motor. Okay, this is a negative charge. This is a positive. You don't need anything but that. They're just battery. They're just magnets. But as the magnets grab one, once the motion starts, it doesn't stop. If you add electricity to that, you can increase the voltage to where one is grabbing and one isn't, and that's what spins that around. So this is flipping back and forth, positive, negative, and it causes these magnets to be attracted to one or the other, and then it spins. Well, everything works on the same principle. So theoretically, what if a long, long time ago we were connected to a system, a real ancient system that somebody corrupted and broke, like I keep telling you? But it works off of this principle, but it would have connected us to everything else in the universe. We're just sitting out here dead right now. We're just sitting off here dead. We're directly connected to Saturn, that I can assure you, and the moon is the part that connects us to it. All right. So let's take those poles and let's attach them to something else. The North and South Pole are both covered with ice. That's the only place in the world you find that. So the North Pole is not connected to the South Pole. That isn't just a designation. There's a hexagonal rod, I'm sure, or an elongated cube, if you will. If you were to stretch a cube, it's still a cube that runs the length of this planet, but it's busted. So if you were to take it and draw it, you would draw it with two pillars in a circle. Because if you drew it like this, you'd give it away. See? You'd give away the knowledge. Now, this is just something I'm throwing out there, but it makes sense to me. If you were to reconnect it, then we would reconnect to the rest of the universe. In other words, well, here. This is what this signifies. If this was connected all the way, everything here would be working back on the system that it was on the light system. And I don't mean Lucifer light. I mean a totally different dimensional light than what we have now. We don't have to worry about becoming cannibals. We're already that. When we fell away from the original system, that's when we started eating stuff. But we didn't do that before. That's why the Jews say, well, we were in the desert and man and all that. Everybody had that, not just them. It was the way the system worked. If it was working, it would be like this barbershop pole. Okay? But for right now, it's not. You know, for right now, it's basically it's this right here. So it's dead. It's not going anywhere. You know, it really should be like this. But instead, it's like this. So remember that little incident that they had back in, what was it, 2009, when Obama supposedly got the Nobel Peace Prize? Remember that thing called the Norway Spiral? Remember this? That's because this is what they're attempting to do right here. Is reconnect those two poles. They're working on the North Pole and they're working on the South Pole. Okay? Operation Ice Cube is in the South Pole, and I forget what's going on up in the North. Okay? I don't know what's on the inside of this planet. There might be some really scary shit, but I'm pretty sure this is the original system that was set in place. Okay? Operation Ice Cube. Okay? The ice has covered it and blocked everything. Hence, they don't want global warming, because I don't know if they're afraid that whoever hijacked this joint, if the poles melt, then those other guys will be hooked back up with the original creator. I don't know. But somebody's really nervous about that being exposed. So let's go back and look at this. This is the Canaanite Moloch bullshit that you always see. So here is where the kids would go in, right? But what is this really? What is this really? It's this. Here's the two pillars. Here's the arch. Here's the cube. Here's the arch. Right? Here it is here. Here it is here. If we put them together, what do you get? You have the pillar here, which is the two arms, and it creates the arch. Here, You have the two arms and this underneath here. But what was the purpose of this? Supposedly human beings were the sacrifice. Well, I think we're living, walking, living batteries is what I think. And I think this planet is dying because the poles aren't connected. Okay? Satan falling from the sky could simply be when the crash fell. When the thunder and the crash and the lightning, when we were cut off by whatever broke. Because the light would fall from the sky, because if this was connected, you would have light going from the North Pole and the South Pole. It would be one continuous strand. But it's broke.